Hello and welcome to PPR's edition of the Mexican Grand Prix here in Division 3 of the new PPR League. This is our inaugural YouTube stream, so bear with me if we run into difficulties at all, but it's going to be a good one. And it looks a little cloudy, although Mexico City does get a little muggy, so it could be interesting if we get some rain. Looks like we have 19 drivers on the grid. They're all hanging out in the garage. We have a Renault, possibly of our championship leader, Deluxe Cord, coming out. We're going to see what he can do, see if he can extend that gap, considering his championship rival, Jaylee Bones, does not seem to be here. Unfortunately. Oh, I'm blind, folks. He is definitely here. He's in the racing point, sitting in the garage. He's looking to claw back at that lead. Mexico City is a super high up track, so engine power isn't as powerful here. But none of that matters because this is all equal cars, so they all have an equal opportunity to get on top here. Also, a couple familiar faces from different divisions. We have PPR Delirious in the Renault. He's chilling in the pits. He will be starting from the back of the grid to stay out of competition's way. But we'll go on board with Deluxe here as he starts his flyer. Take you around a lap of Mexico City. Starts across the line, activates that DRS. This is one of the longest straights on the calendar. Definitely, pole position isn't as big of an advantage as other tracks here because you get a lot of suck from behind you. See, downshifts into third, into the first corner. A little right, left, right action over the curbs as much as possible without invalidating. Keeps it going, activates that DRS yet again for the second straight of the circuit. Comes in with another hard braking zone. A lot of chicanes here in Mexico, a lot of straights. As he goes way over the curbs, gets a little bit wide. Hopefully he didn't invalidate there. Another bit of a hairpin double right-hander. Back on the throttle as quick as possible. Coming into sector 2, one of the trickiest parts of the track, getting these S's just right so you can't mess up here. Keeps it nice and steady, keeping it easy on his first lap, not to invalidate. Pushes through, and gets through pretty cleanly through the S's. In real life, it's a DRS zone here, but that is not in effect yet in this game. Thanks, Cody. Shout out you. Comes into sector 3, the stadium section, the slowest part of the circuit, possibly down to first. No, he stays in second. Shoots it through underneath the bridge. Down around the final corner, flat out, not to slip out like Valtteri Bottas this year in qualifying, and across the line with a 116.7. So we'll see who's up next. Didn't catch who was cruising through, but we'll check out Big Mr. Brown setting a 17.2, so a good 0.5 off. As Ollie's goes second fastest, just 1/10 off of the championship leader. So good lap by that Williams driver in the toothpaste car. The Redeemer coming around the corner, just narrowly avoiding the wall there, coming in pretty hot. Back on that gas again. We'll see what he has to put down. And he's starting his flying lap because we got him. And George the Fraud, a new face, sets a 17.3. With Sprightly B setting a 33. So I'm not sure what he was doing there. But some very sporadic time setting now as Orange Crush goes with 117.3, but we'll see what Casper can do. I know he's a quick boy. Crosses the line, goes pull, provisional pull with a 15.4. What a lap by him. We'll see if Redeemer can do anything. Looks like he's gone off track and he's revving his engine like crazy. Jules is just chilling on down here. We have George, the new guy as well, coming in the stadium section, as well as PPR Batman. We'll follow along George here. Check it out through the stadium section. That sweet McLaren literally clips a lot of the curb. Not sure if he invalidated there. We'll see. Comes around and he'll dive into the pits. Looks like he's abandoning that lap. Got Jules prepping for a lap. Right now, vexing track as well. Going pretty quick. So Deluxe Cord's got some competition for sure. Caspit is throwing in a fire lap. But next up, I believe, will be Jules starting his Oh, crossing the line with the 122, but it looks like he is going for the lap now on the medium tires. Shout out Pork Fried Bryce, our stream manager, saying the stream's looking good. If you like that stream, you can drop a like button on the video. How crazy is that? This isn't Twitch, ladies and gentlemen. This is YouTube. You can like the video. If you like the video, I will like you. So that's a pretty good gift in exchange for a like. I'm not gonna tell you to smash that like button, but I mean you should smash that like button, because I wouldn't be on YouTube if I didn't say smash that like button. As Jules cruises around, he's still mobbing. Pretty sure he's on a hot lap. Oh no, he's out of ERS there. He's in 0. So we'll hop on board though with the gunslinger from down south, Alabama Outlaw. One of our top competitors here. So we're looking to be putting in a pretty quick time. I'm gonna get some tire data because I have no idea what these guys are putting in. Yeah, so Alabama on the mediums. I think mediums are a good strategy here, as the softs wear out pretty quickly in this high elevation, high heat, fairly gnarly track. There's a lot of braking, a lot of tight turns. Keeping it nice and smooth. Let's see how it is through the S's. This is so hard to get right, especially on a qualifying where we only get a couple chances. Keeps it nice and tidy, uses all the curb. Comes in a little early there, downshifts, and gets through all right. But right now, Caspit is way ahead of the field on the softs, so it'd be hard to beat his pole time. We have Alabama Outlaw coming through the stadium section. Exits the final corner, comes across the line. What does he do? Goes P3 on the medium tires with a 16.7, so that's quick as hell. But you know who's quicker is Caspita. On those soft tires, he did a 15.3, so that's going to be pretty hard to catch if you're on soft tires. But Alabama Outlaw putting in a fire lap on the medium, so we'll watch out for him throughout the race. We'll see what the henchman can do. He just crossed the line with a 18.1 on the medium tire, so he's taking it chill. But J. Lee Bowens, P2 in the championship, mobbing through with the excellent camera angles here from Cody's on the medium tires. We'll see what we can put up for his first time lap. Comes into the final corner, boosts it out, overtake mode, rich mix for fuel, crosses the line, does a 1:16.7 on the mediums. So he is just behind his championship rival by just a couple milliseconds. And by couple, I mean tens of milliseconds, about a couple hundredths of a second. He's on the harder compound tire, so that's quite impressive by him. See if anyone is cruising at the moment. Looks like Funky Cactus is mobbing down the main straight. Coming in hot with that DRS. Full ERS to the max. Putting his foot down on the soft tires. Gets a little squirrely out. Coming out of that turn. Activates that DRS. Looks like he's still on it for a hot lap. He's one of our new drivers as the coach, one of our D2 drivers, subbing in here. He looks like he's just going to hang out in the pits for the remainder of the session. But Funky Cactus cruising along on those soft tires. We got a McLaren behind him, I believe. Oh, as Funky Cactus gets a little too funky in the S's and dances around, avoiding the wall barely, as George throws in a 15.8, so quick lap by him. But we have Big Mr. Brown, who's also spun out as well. It looks like these two guys that I was following happen to spin out. We'll see what Ollies can do as he crosses the line with a 15.9. So quick lap by him. He's going to go all out on the softs here. Should be good. But Alabama Outlaw is sitting pretty. See if Big Mr. Brown goes for another lap. Looks like he might dive into the pits there after spinning out. Delirious is going for a lap. He said, you know what? Forget about it. I'm going for it. He's on the softs, mobbing in the banana boat. One of my favorite cars, if not my favorite, because I do drive it. And he dives in the pits. He's just getting a little warm up in. See what SF can do. We'll follow Redeemer though as he's flying in, trying to set a lap time without invalidating. Comes into the stadium section. dives down into the final corner, nice and smooth. Alfa Romeo looking fine as always. Great livery, crosses the line, does a 15.8, goes P3 provisionally, just edges out MRC Ollies, but just behind George in P2. So pretty good lap from him there. We'll hop on board with Jules now. He's barreling down into sector 3. Looks like it gets a little wide there. Gets the line right though. This is the hardest part of the track for me at least, because it's hard to get enough speed and carry momentum through these corners. Comes around the final corner. I may have seen a rain drop or I'm high, but I'm pretty sure I just saw some rain. He crosses the line, does not improve his time. Looks like he may be going for another lap here as he's still in hot lap mode. Our boy Joyds is also, sorry, Jord the Fraud is going for another hot lap as well. See if Deluxe Cord can do anything as well. He's looking to set another quicker hot lap. Everyone's going on softs here, so I think the move will be softs. But he's the man to watch right now. We're going to follow him along because he is looking to get a decent amount of championships points here and stretch his lead from J. Lee Bones. And we have confirmed from our drivers it is raining out, and now I can see that. So everyone's definitely going to try and get their hot laps in as soon as possible. We'll see if Deluxe can improve at all. This will be vital for his lap because I don't think anyone will be improving if they're going out now. We'll see if Deluxe Court can do anything about it, except for I think PPR Batman just set a flyer lap with a 16.2. Shout out PPR Batman as he gets in the top 10 pretty easily there. See if Deluxe Court can improve it all, or if he sits P10. Alabama Outlaw on those mediums, of course, in P9. And Deluxe Cord goes fastest P1 with a 15.2. And folks, I do not think anyone else will be able to top that, considering it's raining. What a lap by him there. Looks like Jay Lee's on a hot lap, but I'm not sure if he'll be able to go any quicker here. It's like, yeah, Jay Lee is the last of our hot lappers here. And guys, Pork Fat Bryce, if you want to go ahead and throw that our Twitter link into the chat so our viewers can check out our live tweets by PPR. They're pretty fire, and you should go ahead and check them out because our Twitter manager does a great job there. A quick shout out to him. We're going to see if J. Lee Bones can go any quicker here on the soft tires. He's trying to match Deluxe Cord as he rounds the final corner. Can he do anything quicker than Deluxe Cord? He can. Not enough. Too much water on the track. He only goes P10 on those soft tires, which he will also have to start on, so that's unfortunate for him. I don't think anyone's going to be trying to go much quicker. We'll see. Looks like Ollie's going to power his way out. We'll go try and find that lap data. See how quick they're going, see if they're going any faster than the previous times. Doesn't look too wet. He's just a couple milliseconds off his previous best, so we can see what he can do. He's feeling it. It's only a light drizzle. So he throws it into the S's, and he backs out. He knows he's either invalidated or it's just not as quick as before. We'll see if anyone continues to go out who thinks they can improve. Jay Lee's going again. If I'm mistaken, he's actually coming in. He's in 0 on his ERS mode. Big Mr. Brown cruising back into the pits as well. I'm not sure if anyone will be trying to set a lap. Looks like SF1776, who had a stellar race back in Japan last week, is looking to make something happen and try and set a lap time here before it gets way too wet. As we got PPR Grandpa Sprightly just ahead, trying to also set another lap, so we'll see what these times are as they both come across the line. As they both get a little squirrely out the final corner. As SF goes P8 with a 16.1, and Sprightly is unable to improve his position. So we have the coach Delirious yet to set a lap, and I doubt anyone will go too much quicker here. We'll see how Redeemer does. down this back straight. And according to timing, it looks like he's gonna back out there. So I'm not sure who else is going out. Looks like Jay Lee's still going. He's still trying to crack at that top 10, get back in there. The rain is definitely pouring a lot more now. I'm surprised to see it in Mexico, as I don't often encounter it in Mexico City. Gets a nice line through the S's there. Not a bad line. Coming through down into the stadium section. For the Sport Pesa Racing Point Force India team. I forgot what it's called already. I will watch that plenty of times. Comes up to the line. Mobbin, hot lap mode. And it looks like he does not improve his time. So he will stay P11 for now, and I do not think anyone else will improve. If someone else improves, I'll be wrong. And I'm pretty sure that's not an improvement. George spins out there. It's getting real wet. We'll see if I just realized Jord the Fraud and George are eerily similar, so sorry if I botched their names. I may get them mixed up. George across the line does not improve at all. So I'm not sure why these guys are still going. They're not going too much quicker as Redeemer cuts the lap there, so I'm not sure if he'll be able to keep going. Got Jules mobbing for another one as well. Plenty of guys still going. Looks like Jay Lee Bowen's out again. He's not giving up. Might be just getting some practice in at this point because he's wearing out those tires quick. We have 17 seconds here left in this qualifying session. Right now, Deluxe Cord is sitting pretty in provisional P1. We'll see if George can start a lap. Nope, he's down in the pits. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, that may be it, unless you get other guys to throw down a lap in the wet. If they throw down quicker than 15 in the wet, props to them. Looks like all our drivers are coming in here. Sprightly's mobbing around, having a good time. See if he can improve on that 118. It looks like he's well down and way off that time, so I doubt we'll see anything. He'll be the last guy on track. But with that, Deluxe Cord, our championship leader, has grabbed pole position for the PPR Mexican Grand Prix for Division 3. That's a mouthful to say. With Caspita, our reserve driver, coming in a close P2 with Jord, followed by Redeemer / Disconnect King, followed by MRC Ollies. And now we'll just wait as Big Mr. Brown gets set in the pits. But there you have it, folks. Short qualifying over as we move on to the race. Appreciate you guys all liking the stream. Love to see it. If you're having a good time. If you think I'm terrible at commentating, like the stream. If you think I'm good at commentating, like the stream. If you're impartial, like the stream. That's all I gotta say. But Caspita just missing out by a 10th there. So pretty close field. All within a second for the top 10. And a couple guys not setting times due to crashing out and hanging out in the pits. Those are our reserve drivers, so they're not looking to mess up the championship here. But Deluxe Cord doesn't care about that. He's going to get pole, and he's going to go and try to extend that championship lead. Let's see predictions in the chat for who you got for this race winner. Let's see it. I'm keeping an eye out for Caspita. He's looking quick, but Deluxe Cord, that man's unstoppable at the moment. Looks like a nice sunny day. People in the pits are hanging out, having a good time. They're clapping at absolutely nothing because everyone seems to be choosing their strategy. Love to see it, though. One thing I will say that Cody's does pretty well, they got names on the garages. You get your gamer tag on the garage. So props to them. I feel like it's a cool little feature. I feel like they should have done a lot of other things before doing that to fix their game, but that's a cool feature to have. You can see Alabama Outlaw and PPR Ollie's just hanging out there in the Williams garage. There we go. Big old grid as they start the formation lap. Get that interval going. Follow on board with Deluxe Cord. But for now, I'm going to pull up those championship standings because I know you're all curious. I know you all want to know. Once I find them. So, of course, we got our P1 pole sitter for Division 3 leading the championship with a whopping 228 points, followed by J. Lee Bowens in second with 199 points. So he's got a bit of a gap with LDR Redeemer with 164. So Redeemer's for sure looking to close that gap to J. Lee, as J. Lee's all the way down in P11. So he'll have optimum tire strategy. I'll actually go see what tires J. Lee's on, because this will be very concerned. Oh, I guess softs as well. Unless Cody messed that up. No, he's actually on softs, so maybe softs are the strategy here. I'm not sure. I haven't raced it yet. Following LDR Redeemer, we've got Alabama Outlaw with 142 points. So the Gunslinger's looking to make a comeback at Redeemer. He's starting down at P13. We got a Cheesy Train who's not here at the moment. He's got a busy life, so he's unable to make the race. We got Orange Crush in 6th with 109 points. So all these drivers looking to try and make up that championship as we head into the final few races of the season. We got Ollie's, we got Jules. All right, let's see what lap Jules will retire. I want to see that in chat. What lap do you guys think he'll retire? As the drivers make their way to the grid spots, looks like a beautiful day. So I don't think we'll see any rain unless it comes late in the race. But I'm gonna say Jules. I'm gonna say Jules lasts the entire race. That's mine. That's my goal. He's starting P12. I'm gonna say he gets a points finish, lasts the entire race. Let's go. Anyways, we're gonna start this race because the lights are on. 3, 4, 5 red lights. Just 4 actually, and they're off and they're away pretty cleanly so far. It looks like Deluxe Cord got a great start. No slipstream there as Joy the Fraud gets ahead. Everyone's away cleanly, sucking each other down the straight, getting that slipstream as Deluxe Cord manages to fend off. Oh, as Redeemer seems to disconnect into some of the drivers. I'm not sure if there's any damage there, but other than that, looks pretty clean as Redeemer is just all over the place. I'm not sure what's happening there. We're gonna follow along. Yeah, he's out of here. We're gonna pop back up as Caspit has been passed by Jord the Fraud off the start there. Great start by Jord number 1. But Deluxe is just flying away. Great start by him. Already pulling out almost a second gap after the first and second sector. It's gonna be hard to catch him. We got MRC Ollie's right on the back of George number 2. George with a Z. Track limits are going to be a vital thing in this race, as penalties will be very crucial at the end. The S's, you can get a lot of penalties there. Looks like we have a yellow flag, and is it Jules? Jules is mobbing through up into P11 now. as the Gunslinger's up into P10, but Jay Lee Bowens up into P7, making his way back. Looks like he'll be the closest one to try and make a move on Vexing Track, one of our newer drivers. See if he can dive in, use that slipstream. Goes down the inside, can he make a move? Goes side by side through the first couple corners, gets a little sideways. Oh, and the Ferrari Vexing Track gets spun around. That is unfortunate for him. He'll be dropping down all the way to P16. That's hard early on in the race. Meanwhile, he's trying to cruise up. As we have Jules trying to make a move on big old Mr. Brown. Nothing doing there. Keeps it nice and clean. Jules doing a pretty good job here at the start of the race. Stay on board with him. It's like Delirious making moves. Look out for him, man. He's one of our D1 drivers hanging out in the Renault, reserving here today, making moves on everyone. Right now, SF 1776 battling through the S's with the Jay Lee Bowens, the championship leader, trying to make a move back on him to go side by side into sector 2. Linking a little bit of contact, but it seems like they're all clean there. Jay Lee Bowens stays ahead. Stay on board though, Big Mr. Brown, as Jules has gotten ahead of Big Mr. Brown. So Jules putting in work. I think he heard what we said on stream and tried to change that up. But we have Caspita now trying to make a move on the young fraud up front. So he can dive down. DRS still not active yet because we just started our third lap. So it should be active on this next corner if I'm not mistaken. We'll see if he can make a move down this second straight. As DRS is not open yet because I don't understand this game. But he's going to go for the move anyways. He doesn't need it. He'll dive down the inside. Gets the move done. Can't see what's happening because of these camera angles. Closes him off and secures the position. Awesome job by Caspita there, making it work. But George is now right on his other George partner. See if any moves can happen as we have Delirious mobbing through as well. We've got a big train forming now. Plenty of cars right next to each other. As SF 7076 is really trying to stick with Jay Lee here. These two guys have pretty similar pace. That's a corner cut for sure. He's going to get a time penalty if he keeps doing that. But they're real close now as he looks for a move down the outside. Gets so close and has to go off track a little bit to avoid it. Luckily, Alabama's far enough away as to where it won't hurt SF. Delirious are just mobbing through now, trying to make as many positions as possible. He goes round the outside through the stadium on Sprightly B. PPR Grandpa, but nothing able to work there as he tries again now, but he will have DRS. We're going to hop back up with MRC Ollies, who looks way too far back to make a move on either of the top three. See if anyone else can make a move. Looks like Delirious will be the one as he gets DRS wide open, trying to make a move down the inside. Late breaker there. Looks like Danny Rick out there, but PPR Grandpa holding his ground, keeping him side by side. Let's see who gets DRS here. Looks like they both might get it due to the driver in front. Hop on board Sprightly now. It seems to be just side by side with him. This is going to be a close side by side through the entire first sector. Late braking there by PPR Grandpa Sprightly B. Delirious has to back off, and PPR Sprightly holding off this D1 driver pretty well here. Awesome job by Sprightly. Delirious is not finished left as Alabama Outlaw already gets a time penalty, but SF is right on the back of Jay Lee here as we're going to follow him into Sector 3. These guys are going to have a battle all race long. I can already tell their pace is similar as heck. So again, side by side through Sector 3. Jay Lee able to pull ahead, but maybe attacked it there by SF as he's got the DRS coming around into the start-finish straight as someone behind, it looks like the Gunslinger, is slinging around on the Wi-Fi because he's not looking consistent. Looking smooth now though, but looks like SF is too far back to make a move. Breaks a little late there, almost hits Jay Lee. Oh, turns in on SF and spins around. That's unfortunate. We'll see what the stewards have to say about that, but it looks like Jay Lee was trying to hold his line. Meanwhile, Funky Cass gets around as SF is still trying to figure out where he's at. He's on the grass. He's doing some rallycross practice as Delirious and Sprightly get around A-OK. Meanwhile, Mr. Championship lead for D3 is cruising off. 4 seconds ahead of Caspita. Nothing to worry about. He's cruising. As it looks like Jord the Fraud has gone off. I'm not sure what happened there. He may have spun out a little bit, but that moves Jord's with a Z up into P3 and MRC Ollie's up into P4. Ollie's following closely with Jord Z right now. See if Ollie can make any kind of move now that Jord Z doesn't have DRS. Ollie coming in hot with that Williams-powered Mercedes engine. Where did that come from, Claire Williams? Comes around the outside. Ooh, side by side, but Ollie's makes the move stick. We'll see if he gets DRS again. As Briley gets a 10-second time penalty for quarter cutting. We'll have to check that out again and see what the stewards say. But Ollie's gets that DRS, of course, due to the rules of DRS that make no sense to me. And he'll pull away quite easily there. Meanwhile, Alabama Outlaw is trying to chase down J. Lee Bones. These two are pretty similarly paced as well, so we'll see what they have to do through the S's here. Looks like George has spun. George with a Z has spun in the S's, promoting MRC Ollie's to P3 and J. Lee Bowens to P4. So J. Lee Bowens doing an awesome job right now, starting P11 all the way to P4 after the 7th lap. But his championship rival is way ahead of Caspita, almost 5 seconds down, just cruising along. As we see Alabama Outlaw right up against J. Lee Bowens. We'll see if he can get enough DRS to make a move. Getting that suck off the Sport Pesa Racing Point Formula 1 team. Driver around the outside. Different tire compounds, of course. Those softs may be dying soon. So Alabama Outlaw could be in a great position. As he comes firing in, taps the back right wheel of J. Lee Bowens. Gets that DRS again. See if he can make another move. Goes around the outside. J. Lee Bowens stays ahead. Oh! Get a little sideways there. A gunslinger. A little bit of contact. It's looking like it's pretty hard to pass J. Lee here as the previous driver has spun. And same thing almost happened to Alabama Outlaw there. He's having a yellow flag in Sector 2. Could be Orange Crush and the coach. We're not sure what's happening here. Deluxe Cord. Oh man, it must have been him. Looks like he has spun out in the S's while leading by 5 seconds. He does not have a wing. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. That is crucial for J. Lee Bowens trying to come back here. Looks like he'll have to pit. That is super unfortunate for him, as Caspita gets a 5-second penalty for speeding the pit lane. So our boy MRC Ollie's is in a fire position right now. The J. Lee Bowens now inherits P2 due to pit stops. But Deluxe Cord, we'll see if he changes his wing. He will indeed. Renault guy's working hard to get that new front wing on. But we'll see if he can make a comeback now and try and drive back to P1 after that 5-second extra pit stop. But Delirious battling now with Funky Cactus. Getting a little funky with the Cactus over here. Able to get it through though. Activates that DRS and he's going to fly away with that 1,000 horsepower Renault. As George gets a 5-second penalty for speeding the pit lane. We're going to have a crazy ending here because the penalties are going to rearrange the order like crazy. That's a word. Bunch of crazy happening. Funky Cactus not able to try and fight back against PPR Delirious. So some of our soft runners have pitted for hards, it seems, as I guess Deluxe Cord is going for a 2-stop here as he's headed again onto softs. So he'll just be mobbing the entire time. 2-stop push right here. If you guys are enjoying the stream, go ahead and hit that like button because it makes me feel good if you liked it. I'm trying to get those numbers high. I'm trying to be like Jimmy Broadbent out here with thousands of likes. So if you don't like it, then that's okay. I respect you for who you are. You're entitled to your opinion. But meanwhile, Deluxe Cord mobbing through. Trying to get those positions back. As Mr. Brown seems to have retired. We'll see where. It looks like the infamous S's. And there it is. RIP, Big Mr. Brown. Too soon, my friend, too soon on lap 9. As we have the Gunslinger getting a 3-second time penalty. Not good for him, as he's sitting P3, so that could be vital. But hold up, Mr. Jules. P4, ladies and gentlemen, he's still going. He's mobbing. Not a DNF in sight, and I hope I don't jinx him, because this is the spot where a lot of people have been crashing out and spinning out. But he's closely tailed by the D1 reserve driver of PPR Delirious. Looks like Jules is not going to let him get by easy, though. Jules may be pitting soon here, too, as well. Goes up the inside. Jules cuts across the track a little bit, but MRC Ollies has pit. So we'll see if Jules pits as well. He's going to stay out for another lap. So J. Bowens looking pretty up there in P1. Of course, he has yet to pit, but Alabama Outlaw's going to have something to say about that. As Casper goes the fastest lap, and he's going for that 2-stop as well on the soft tires. Those fresh soft tires, as they're battling side by side, and Alabama Outlaw finally gets ahead, even with a bit of contact there. Gets that DRS and is able to pull away. Ollies looks like he got passed by Orange Crush there coming out of the pits. We'll see as Deluxe Cord's looking to fire in that fastest lap as well. As Jules gets passed pretty easily there by Caspita. Not much doing, as they're on completely different age tires. We'll follow along though as Caspita is mobbing up, try and catch PPR Delirious. As he's on fresh tires and Delirious is on aging mediums. Dives down into sector 3. Close on his tail. He'll be sure to get DRS as he comes out of the final corner. Meanwhile, Ollie's still sitting in 10, trying to make his way back up. Orange Crush looks like he's going side by side through the final sector. As Ollie tries to make a move down, but backs off, doesn't do anything. As J. Bowens has now decided to pit, putting Delirious up into P2, starting from last. Awesome drive so far by him, but Casper is going to probably try and make a move down the inside on those fresh softs. Makes it stick quite easily there. It's like Ollie's is back up into P6 as Jules now pits, as well as Funky Cactus and DeCoach. But Orange Crush must have gotten DRS off one of the pitters as he's able to stay ahead of Ollie. Jules still in the pit, hanging out. Just exiting now, as he's going to exit pretty far down the order, but he's going to be doing a 1-stop it seems, as he's on the mediums. But Ollie's able to get ahead of Orange Crush quite easily there. The power of that DRS and fresh tires, as Orange Crush is on those old mediums. So we currently have 3 runners left that haven't made a stop yet. The Gunslinger, PPR Delirious, and Orange Crush. Everyone else, though, is cruising on those new sets as Caspita sets another fastest lap, so he's charging down as quick as he can, pulling away from Delirious. While the Deluxe Cord is stuck 6 seconds behind Delirious, and another 2 more to Caspita, who's provisionally P1. As Big Mr. Brown has decided to eventually leave the session after DNFing in the infamous S's, as Orange Crush gets by Ollie's pretty quick there. Orange Crush not giving it out without a fight. He'll get DRS, I'm sure, here. That's how this track works. Able to pull away from Ollie's, so Ollie's will have to wait another lap to try and get by, bar any mistakes by Orange Crush. As SF is trying to make his way back on the field. It's a nice pass on PPR Batman. PPR Batman's about to get wrecked by a train of cars right here. Gets passed by another Mercedes. But DeCoach gets a little squirrely. And Batman's able to fight crime and keep him off. But Funky Cactus and DeCoach are getting real close as Cactus goes down the inside. Makes it funky. Makes it stick. He has different tires, man. His tires are all funky as well. Cactus putting on a show as he's now closing in on PPR Batman. But Ollie's right on Orange Crush, looking to make something happen. As SF gets a 3-second time penalty, so another penalty here. I'm surprised. I'd be surprised if anyone comes out of this race without any penalties at all. We got plenty of laps to go, though, folks. It's only lap 13 of 36. As Ollie gets a great run. He's already about to pass him before even halfway down the straight. DRS wide open. Makes it easy. Cruises by. PPR Grandpa getting that penalty. Ollie should try and pull away here if he's trying to make the move stick. It's like Batman may have gotten passed by a couple guys here. Not sure what happened there, but he's all good on the front wing front. Ollie's able to get about a second ahead of Orange Crush. Looks like Ian Brown's in the chat. Sorry about your loss there. S's are always hard to come by. But it's always better luck next week at USA. There's some more S's you can master. That'll be a fun track, and I'll be able to hopefully commentate that for you all. But right now, the story is Caspita. He's closed that gap now to 1.5 seconds. Of course, he is provisionally P1 because Alabama Outlaw has yet to pit. But both these drivers do have to pit again because Caspita is going for the 2-stop while Alabama Outlaw should be going for the 1-stop, considering he's started on the medium tires. But he is closing in very quick. We'll hop down to Jules. Closing in onto Coach on the medium tires. Trying to get that DRS right off of him. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and check out. Oh, Batman! Before we do that, let's check out what happened here. Looks like he may have spun out in Sector 3. Not sure what happened there. Looks like he may have retired on track because he seemed to have driven away by his AI, which is unfortunate for him. But Jules, in the end, does get by to Coach and Funky Cactus. There may have been a little argy-bargy action there. We were trying to catch PPR Batman and see what happened to him. But Caspin is right on Alabama Outlaw. We're going to see what happens here. Coming out of the final corner. Going to have plenty of room to pass here. This is for the official lead as Caspita blows by with that V12 engine in his username. It gives him a couple extra tenths a lap, especially on those straights. Powers by, able to pass Alabama Outlaw. He's cruising away now. Meanwhile, J. Lee Bowens trying to make a move on the crush of Orange. Dives down the inside. Plenty of room to spare. Orange Crush tries to go around the outside. Good defense there by Jay Lee to hold the position. Orange gets pushed off his line, and Jay Lee sails away. Meanwhile, the henchman trying to get back onto SF after getting passed. It's like he'll back off here. Not trying to make any kind of moves, as he's on the hard compound tires technically, even though Cody's is showing us mediums. I like to go with the data on the left rather than the color of the tire on the track. That usually is the correct way to go. George making his way back up. Trying to battle here. It's battle for last place, basically. After spinning out earlier, losing some wing. As he mobs down, as SF gets another 3-second time penalty. That'll be crucial, as Alabama Outlaws finally decided to pit. So we'll see what kind of tires he gets on. But right now, George, yellow flag in Sector 2. We'll see what happened there. Looks like everyone seems to be okay. George unable to get past Redeemer here, though. Alabama Outlaw coming out of the pits just behind Orange Crush there. So he'll be going at 1 stop to the end. So look for him to fight for that podium. He's still very much in it, as a henchman is now decided to pit as well. He'll be going, I'm assuming, for the medium tires because he's coming in on the hards That's very confusing considering the current color of his tires. Allo gets another 3-second time penalty, so my comment of him fighting for the podium may have just failed, as he's gotten a few time penalties, which is very unfortunate. Meanwhile, PPR Delirious going 15 laps on those mediums, so he's trying to make it stretch, trying to see what strategies work. Great practice for D1 coming up next week on Tuesday. He'll stay out for another lap, so trying to put in moves here. Trying to last these tires as long as possible. He may be even trying to go for a medium to soft run, which would be incredible. J. Bowens now coming on the veteran of Ollie's here, who seems to have misspelled his name quite a bit here, but I'll respect it. Ollie's looks like he's too far back to make anything happen. Meanwhile, Album's trying to get back here at Orange Crush. We'll see if he has any kind of suck. Nothing doing, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Jay Lee's close on Ollie on those soft tires. Ollie on the mediums. Goes around the outside. Doesn't make a move. Gets by Ollie's. Around the outside as Ollie gets a little bit of tap. Jay Lee's getting his elbows out. He's not done with his championship yet. As Ollie gets a 3-second time penalty, which I don't think is fair. We'll see what the stewards have to say, because he got nudged off track a little bit there. But Jay Lee's cruising as Redeemer has retired. The Disconnect King has disconnected from the track. We'll see what happened there. He may have just gone in the pits. Yep, looks like he did. He was done with this race. Wasn't about it. Decided to disconnect. True his name. As Alabama Outlaws coming in hot out of the S's. Down the inside. Easy moves. Cuts a little bit of the corner, but he doesn't care at this point. He's got plenty of penalties. Doesn't matter. We have Funky Cactus trying to get funky behind a coach. Or Dak Oach. Oh, as the coach gets a little squirmy. Funky staying close behind, but not trying to make anything happen. Pretty exciting race so far, as Casper gets a time penalty. That's the one we're looking for. So that'll close the gap between P1 and P2. But Delirious still has yet to pit. What a guy. He's making these tires last so long. So we'll see how long they can go, as Redeemer has indeed left the session. Goodbye, Redeemer. You'll be sorely missed. Sorry for your loss. But right now, the battle is for P11. As, oh my goodness, another time penalty. Here's a drinking game. Take a shot every time you get a 3-second time penalty, or you see that on the screen. You will be blacked in 3 laps. I guarantee it. Nothing here for Funky Cactus, though. But he's got a great exit onto the second straight. Goes around the outside. Wheels changing color. That's how fast he's going. That's insane. And makes the move stick quite easily in that gold-colored Haas. I'm a fan of the livery. Of course, besides the Rich Energy debacle. But that's a clean livery. Reminds me of the Lotus livery. So, say what you will about it. I like it. Meanwhile, PPR Delirious is falling back from Caspita. There's not much is going on other than the coach trying to stay with the cactus that is Funky. Funky getting funky. Got a little bit of oversteer out there in the stadium section. The coach is going to have a great run on him here. He's right on his tail. They don't even have DRS yet. They haven't even crossed the start-finish line. He's almost past him. And that medium ERS, you can tell, number 2 on the steering wheel. That's even enough, though, with that DRS to get by. PPR Batman has finally left the session. Shout out to our our Twitter manager throwing out fire tweets. The instant I barely, those words barely came out of my mouth, and he already had tweeted it. So shout out to him, considering there's a pretty big delay, significant delay from my PC to YouTube. As Caspita finally had decided to pit, but wait, so has Deluxe Core, and PPR Delirious is currently P1, but he has yet to pit. Jesus Christ! But Jaylee Bowens mobbing through to P2. As Ollie's also gets up there into P3. Looks like he'll be doing a 1-stop. So this could all come down to the wire here, as there's plenty of different strategies. Deluxe Core got way put behind traffic there. That is unfortunate. I'll have to fight through that. Luckily, Caspita able to just get ahead of all that traffic. But his rival, Deluxe Core, these two are going to be battling each other. They're on the same exact strategy. So if Deluxe Core can get past these guys, they'll have plenty to go for, as we have a nice view here of Jord the Fraud, looking not so fraudulent here, as he dives down the inside of Orange Crush, makes the move stick. Looks like Deluxe is trying to make something happen, gets down the inside of Orange Crush, follows Jord the Fraud through. Looking awesome here. Great racing by these guys. Nice and clean. As Casper is trying to pull away as much as possible, you can see just off the end of the screen, Deluxe is saying, no man, come back here. I want to win this race. Anyone can win it now, from Deluxe Core to Jord the Fraud, to J. Lee Bowens, to PPR Delirious, to Ollie's, whose name is still misspelled. As we get another 3-second time penalty. That's right, folks. Drink. Just kidding. I do not condone drinking. Do not do that. Oh, man, we got a little bit of lag, as Jord the Fraud is getting defrauded by Deluxe Cord. Comes across the line. I'm pretty sure he'll have DRS too, because he was behind him in the texture zone, and as he does, he'll be pulling away now. As the coach seems to have spun. Oh, the coach. Oh, that's a bit of a tap. That's very unfortunate. I'm not sure about that move. Looks like he turned into him on purpose. Not sure though. Maybe he was trying to get out the way out of frustration. George will not be happy with that. I'm sure that'll be an instant report for the stewards to decide. Not your commentator, truly. Oh wait, I am a steward. Ha! All right. Continue with the commentary. As Jules, what did I say? He's in P10. He's still going. He hasn't DNF'd. Shout out Jules. One of the OG drivers for this league. Recruiter of the year. As George will be getting a new front wing, as well as Funky Cactus, as well as the coach. These guys will definitely be put out of contention for the points, barring any crazy safety cars. Alabama Outlaw, though, cruising up on Ollie. Let's see what can happen here. So it looks like Alabama Outlaw, Ollie, J. Lee Bowens is pit. I repeat, he has pit. He'll be dropping down. Deluxe Cord took the fastest lap with a 17.9 on the medium tires. So here you have it, coach. Everyone's basically pitted, except for PPR Delirious, who still has yet to, he's gotten 21 laps on those mediums. Jesus Christ, man. What a guy. Making these tires last like Max Verstappen. If you're Lewis Hamilton, he'd be complaining like crazy right now. I'll tell you what. So he's still got to pit, but Emercy Ollie's right now, he's going to be going to the end. He doesn't have another stop, unless he wants to go down for pit, or down for softs. So he could cruise right now, as he's provisionally P1. Alabama Outlaw also is done with his stop. So is Caspita. So is Deluxe Cord. So is Jord the Fraud. Just kidding. Jord the Fraud still has to probably do one more, otherwise his tires will die. But the top 5 here, all kind of in contention, depending on how fast Delirious can get his pit stop done. If you guys hate my commentary, go ahead and hit that like button. That's all I gotta say. Like button's fun. You can just click it right there. It's so cool. And then it just boosts my self-esteem, really. And I really need that. It's Friday, you know? Why not spread the love? Oh, I'm so glad it's Friday. Anyways, we got Deluxe Cord mobbing in on Caspita. Well, we got Alabama Outlaw trying to sling in MRC Ollies. So he looks to go down the inside. Late break on the teammate. Claire Williams is completely satisfied with that battle, as Ollies seem to have let him by okay. Clean move. Claire's happy. No damage done. Meanwhile, Caspita's right on the Renault of Deluxe Cord. As I'm just realizing now, Deluxe Cord is ahead of Caspita. So that was a move done and dusted. Deluxe Cord's on a charge to try and get that P1 position. So these 4 right here are battling for the lead. What a race, folks. This has turned out to be. Different strategies all filing down to the final 10 laps. It's only lap 23. We're not even close. What am I saying? There's 36 laps in this race. I'm glad it's 50%. If it was 100%, I would be very exhausted. I want to need some water here in a moment. Throat's getting parched. This is where it's at, though. Oof. Imagine sitting in the stadium section for this battle. Insane. Oh, as Deluxe Cord gets a little squirmy out the final corner, it's going to give Caspita a great run, but he still will have DRS. As they're going to suck down on the straight off all that slipstream. Plenty of it to go around. Deluxe Cord poaches out wide. Looks to go down the inside of MRC Ollies, who concedes it pretty cleanly. He'll try and take his notice and nothing doing as Caspita gets around to Ollies as well. Unfortunate for him, it looks like Ollie is slowly falling off. He has completely older tires. But looks like we got a McLaren back marker that they're passing there. Looks like George's trying to stay with him. Meanwhile, these top four getting wild. As my Apple Watch has just told me that I've hit my exercise goal by just shouting at a TV screen. Shout out Apple. This battle, let me tell you folks, Deluxe Cord shooting in. He wants this win badly after getting that early lap mishap in the S's. He's trying to fight back to that P1 position. Caspita's not getting him either, staying within that second DRS range. Meanwhile, PPR Delirious on the fire soft tires coming in hot. So we'll have to watch out for him to see if he can make up ground, try and hop in that podium. I do believe he doesn't have any penalties, so that could be very interesting. As Ollie does decide to pit, he said, you know what? These mediums are crap. I'm getting passed. I need some softs. He's going to throw in some softs. Claire Williams, he's just like, you know what? We're going to make this call. And here he goes. He's going to try and take that fastest lap. We'll see what Delirious has to say about it, though, as he's also on the soft tire. But that puts Jaylee Bowen, P2 in the championship, up to P5, while his rival's up in P1. Meanwhile, Alabama's trying to stay as close as possible. Looks like he got by Caspita. Awesome train going on here. As Delirious, you can see him slightly in the background. But MRC Jules chilling in P7. He may have to pit again, so we'll see what happens. As they get past the back markers quite easily there. Delirious now has the top three in sight. He's looking to make some kind of move work. So watch out for Delirious, man. With minimal penalties, he could be on the top step of that podium. So we'll have to find out. But right now, Deluxe Cord is pulling away right quick. Delirious hits the fastest lap by 9/10 with a 1:17 flat. So he's mobbing in quick as Caspita gets around and chases down Deluxe Cord even further. Looks like they've gone on different strategies as Caspita is on the hard tires and Deluxe is on the medium. So later in the race, Caspita will probably be able to catch Deluxe. But you know what just happened? Deluxe got a time penalty, which can completely screw him at the end of the race. We'll see what happens. I've lost count. And if you're playing that drinking game I mentioned earlier, you've definitely lost count too. Meanwhile, Delirious firing already. Narrowed down 2 seconds there in the first sector. Jesus. This man is quick on the softs. Using every single inch of that curb through the S's, maximizing every part of the track. Soft tires are crazy quick as Grandpa gets another 3-second time penalty. See how long it takes before he gets disqualified. Bliss well within DRS range, out of the final corner. See if he can do anything on the gunslinger from down south, trying to hold on to that podium position. Down the inside he goes. Alabama Outlaw tries to hold the outside. Delirious lets him through, but gets a great run on the next straight. As he gets a 3-second time penalty as well, so Alabama Outlaw I think is up to at least 9 seconds. My memory serves correct. He'll go down the inside. Late break there by Delirious. Like I said, looking like Danny Rick out there. Nothing doing as he comes up though. Trying to make something work, but he doesn't. It gets a little bit of a tap there. May have some wing damage, I'm not sure. See how he does with these S's, see if he can follow as well. Meanwhile, J. Lee Bowens sitting in P5. A good 13 seconds behind as Emerson Ali is on the charge, trying to get back up into the top 5. The deluxe cord is slightly pulling away from Caspita, so it looks like he's got this one in the bag. But once those mediums start going off, Caspita may have the advantage. We'll have to find out. Delirious, nice and close to Alabama. Activates that DRS. Swings around the outside. Plenty of room to spare. Alabama concedes the position there. Delirious should be going for quickest lap here. We'll see what happens. Icing track gets another time penalty as well. We're going to count how many penalties there are after this race and see how many drinks you would have had you been playing this drinking game, which I do not condone. PPR does not condone the drinking of alcoholic beverages. If you're thirsty, drink some water. Stay hydrated. We do condone that. Water is essential. I need some water. I wish I had some right now. We don't got time because this race is epic. We're going to see what PPR Delirious can do, see if we can catch the top 2 on the soft tires. Into the stadium section, which I would love to attend someday. Mexico GP. Looks like an awesome venue. Although there's probably not much action through Sector 3. But you get a nice long view of the cars slowing down through there. Delirious has now closed the gap to 1.5 seconds. As we're going to hop on board with Mr. Grandpa down here. He's closing on to Coach. He's looking to make something move. He's on slightly fresher tires, not much advantage there though. Orange Crush gets a 3-second time penalty. Meanwhile, Ollies has cut down. Oh, as the coach gets a little squirmy. Almost decided to go to the pits there. PPR Sprightly is not using the slipstream, but he does get the DRS. So he's trying to get some cool air, maybe cool down his engine. Don't know if that works in this game. But knew he made the pass already. Gets it done pretty easily. As Delirious gets a 3-second time penalty. That's very unfortunate for him as he was looking clean all race. But now the top 3 all have at least 3 seconds of penalties. I know that for sure. So it could come down to the on-track battling we have. Delirious put in a heck of a show. Starting from last, let's see that position change. 16 positions, ladies and gentlemen, up to P3. About to make it 17. As they've all on that one stopper, going from mediums to softs. Trying to make it last before these tires die out. Easy mode for Delirious. Delirious looking pretty serious. He only has one victim left, and that is his Renault teammate and the championship leader. This could be very controversial in the end. Cyril will not be happy if this ends poorly. And there's my voice. A little clear of the throat, and we're back. There's barreling down towards Deluxe Cord in the other fellow banana boat. Lovely sight to see, really. A Renault 1-2. Always a good time. As I believe we may have had a Renault 1-2 last time out. Sprightly gets another 3-second penalty. So I'm surprised he hasn't been disqualified yet. I've seen that name pop up a few times now in this race. Celerious Delirious. Delirious, only 1.5 seconds. Those soft tires may be falling off slightly as Spriley gets another penalty, and he's retired. Looks like he may have entered the pits or been disqualified. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see if we can find his car. Looks like George is pretty far back. He may have entered the pits and said, you know what, I'm over it. And he's left. That's it for Spriley, as he didn't have a chance. Unfortunate for George, as he had some good pace, but got in some tangles throughout the race and wasn't able to keep that pace up to get a good points finish. As the henchman is now pit. Meanwhile, Jules is in P10. What did I say, ladies and gentlemen? Points finish for him. We'll see if he can stick it out. But Delirious is now dropping back a little bit from his teammate as those softs are really starting to wear in. They look fresh as hell on the screen, but they don't feel great. Delirious may have to stop yet again if he's looking to try and keep P2, as Caspita does indeed seem to be closing in now with the hard tires sticking in. And now in this game, I found that the hard tires come to life on like lap 15 for some odd reason. But you're able to set fastest laps after fastest lap, lap 15 through 20. It's crazy. So Caspita definitely very well in the mix here. Could be barreling through, trying to beat out these Renault guys. Meanwhile, Ollie's cut that lead down to 3 seconds from Jay Lee Bowens, but unsure if he'll be able to make those softs last all the way to try and catch Jay Lee. Jay Lee currently 5th, while his championship lead is in 1st place. So this will separate the gap even more in the championship, helping Deluxe try and secure it before the end of the season. Delirious is now 1.1 away, so he's pushing now, trying to get to Deluxe Cord. This could be very spicy in the end. Joy the Fraud seems to pit. See where he comes out. See if Jules can get around him. Looks like Jules will be able to pass him quite easily there. Jules up into P9. I repeat, Jules still racing on lap 33 in P9. Go. Delirious getting awfully close within DRS range. It is getting saucy, ladies and gentlemen. That's all he gets a 3-second time penalty, which will definitely possibly hurt him if he has more than Orange Crush, but I don't think he does, so he'll be pretty safe there. As Hedfin goes quickest with a 17.03, all the way down to P12, so he's looking to make some kind of comeback. Delirious seems to be trying to catch Deluxe Cord. Deluxe Cord has a decent amount of ERS, able to hold in front of Delirious. It's going to be a very, very tight finish. Different strategies, same team, same livery. Only one winner, though. And it's always good, regardless of time penalties, to get that win on track. Now within 7/10, trying to stay as close as possible through the final sector. Trying to make something work. It's a little squirmy out of the final corner there. Definitely hinders his progress coming down the final straight. It is the 35th penultimate lap. I believe that's what penultimate means, the 35th out of 36th lap. If not, sue me. Just kidding, don't do that, please. Leave the like button instead. can see Delirious using all of his ERS there, dropping it back down to 0 to try and recharge before that final start-finish straight again. Deluxe Core doing a great job of holding on here. Delirious does indeed know the time penalty, so he may be just chilling, trying not to anything happen. But that slight oversteer out of that corner dropped him back almost a full second, so looks like he's backed off a lot. Maybe he knows something that we don't, which is the penalties that each driver around him has. Coming into the stadium section for the second to last time as Funky Cactus. Again, too funky with another 3-second time penalty. The amount of times that 3-second time penalty this race is too damn high. Casper now has a good run on Delirious. He knows those tires are fading, and his hard tires, which look like mediums right now, are kicking in just now. Nice and close coming out of that corner. He's going to have a great run with DRS. We'll see if he can make some kind of move. These two reserve drivers of Delirious and Casper are battling it out. As Casper goes down the inside. Backs off a little bit as Delirious holds a position around the outside, but he'll try and go up the inside here into the next corner. Backs off as Delirious able to hold that position around the outside. We'll see what happens through the S's. They could be going side by side through the S's on the final lap. We'll see. Delirious backs out and lets Casper through. We'll see what time penalties have to say. But right now, Deluxe Cord delectably chilling in P1 into the stadium section. Those are the fireworks that we love to see. The amazing colors of the Mexican country. As he rounds the final corner of this PPR. As he crosses the line in P1, Deluxe Cord is the winner for the Mexican GP, with Caspita and Delirious crossing line in P2 and P3 respectively. So their positions stand despite penalties. As Alabama Outlaw crosses the line, we'll see what he can do. 21 seconds back. We'll see if Jaylee Bowens can do anything with time penalties. Crosses the line in P4. Breaks up into the top 5 with that 4th place finish. And we'll see what Ollies can do, as Alabama Outlaw did have plenty of penalties, but he's too far back to make anything happen. So there you have it, folks. Deluxe Cord, the winner of the PPR Mexican Grand Prix for Division 3. Yet again, this man's been winning races left and right. Congrats to him. Hats off. Hats off to Caspita, one of our reserve drivers. And hats off to Delirious, one of our D1 drivers, hopping down for a little bit, get some practice in. Jaylee Bowens, though, while a strong performance from P11, not able to catch Deluxe Cord and close that gap to the championship. PPR Delirious, though, my driver of the day. Look at this. Let's get this up right here. 16 positions gained. What an effort by him. I mean, he is D1, but that's still a feat nonetheless. If you guys like this stream, you should hit the like button. Let you know how it is. Ollie says, what a race. We're going to go ahead and try and get those guys in the interview room right quick. See if we can coordinate that for everyone. As you see, a double Renault podium there. Awesome job from our drivers. And awesome job from Deluxe Cord, winning his, I don't know what race it is at this point. I'm going to say 7th, because he's just wrecking the league. We're going to hop over now to Young. There we have it. All right, we're going to hop over to the interview room, if I'm able to find it. One moment, folks, while we figure this out. There we go. Now we're joined by our race winner, Deluxe Cord. Deluxe, how did that race go for you? How were you able to make the strategy work and come out on top?
Well, it was a really easy race until I lost into the distance and lost my front wing and had a pit, and I thought my race was over there, but I just had to manage my tires, and yeah, that's basically it.
Well, congrats, man. That was a pretty awesome race by you. I saw you had a little bit of shaky moment there in the S's, but we were able to make it stick and make it work.
Yep.
Well, thank you for joining us. I'm gonna try and get our other podium finishes in here.
Right.
Let's see if we can get Delirious and or Caspita. Hold on momentarily. Meanwhile, we'll throw on some young music, cause why not? See if we can get them in here. I don't believe we will. There he is. We have Delirious joining us, our P3 finisher, one of our D1 drivers, coming down basically from last to third. Awesome drive by him, making that that one stop work on the mediums, which is very impressive. Delirious, how did that race go for you?
It's fun to start really good like that. Don't usually get to have that happen for me at least, because I'm sort of in between when you race and then the rest of the field in D1. So it was obviously testing out this strat, but those tires were dead at the end there.
I was gonna say you were pushing like crazy. It was fun to see, and then we could kind of just tell instantly when those tires dropped off. So, good job on keeping them alive till the end. And I don't believe Caspit is around, so we will go ahead and end the stream. Let me pull this up for y'all real quick. There we go. Thank you so much for watching. This is our inaugural YouTube stream for PPR. And we'll see you next week. Bye.